sounds, the vibes, good talking, conversations. You can have it all on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilori. Diamond 88.7 FM, we've got you.
From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, this is News on the Hour.
In the headlines, Nigeria set for fresh security alliance with Britain. Umahi invites anti-graft agencies to probe road projects. Kano APC threatens to sue NNPP factional spokesperson. Jigawa governor pardons 12 inmates to mark Eid al-Fitr. On the foreign scene, Trump signals halt to Israeli strikes, says U.S. ready to act if tensions persist. And in sports news, AFCON 2025, Motsepe backs Senegal's right to appeal CAF decision. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is the news on the hour. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
Drug abuse affects both brain and behavior. It has multifaceted impacts on one's body, mind, and nervous system. However, you can avoid being addicted by giving zero tolerance to the use of drugs. Associate yourself with the right persons. Do not give in to peer pressure and learn to handle life's pressure rather than resorting to hard substances. Remember, Diamond 88.7 FM cares for your sound spirit and good health.
This message is from Diamond 88.7 FM.
Welcome back from that break. Please note that you can listen to us via our website, www.diamondfm.net, or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube Diamond FM. Ilori. Now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has stated that Nigeria's collaboration with the United Kingdom in addressing insecurity remained crucial, adding that he planned to discuss Nigeria's counter-terrorism initiatives and challenges to regional stability during his meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer on Thursday. The president made the disclosure on Wednesday night at a state banquet hosted by King Charles III at Windsor Castle, marking the first time a Nigerian leader has addressed a gathering at the historic British royal residence. In an expression of gratitude, President Tinubu described the UK's support during what he called the dark years of military dictatorship as deeply humbling, noting that the solidarity remains etched in Nigeria's collective memory. Chief of Defense Staff Olufemi Oluyede has urged residents of Borno and Yobe states to take ownership of the fight against terrorism, stressing that insurgency in the northeast is being perpetrated and sustained by some individuals from the region. The CDS made the allegations on Wednesday while speaking to journalists in Borno State following multiple bombings that took place in the state some days earlier. According to Oluyede, intelligence reports indicate that many of those responsible for the attacks over the past 15 years originate from the same communities, bearing the brunt of the violence. Still in the news, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has invited Nigeria's anti-corruption agencies to conduct a full-scale probe of the road projects under his ministry, declaring that nothing is hidden in the execution of the federal infrastructure contracts. The minister disclosed this on Wednesday in Abuja after receiving a Personality of the Year award from Al Jazeera newspaper, Nigeria. He said the move was a deliberate step to demonstrate transparency and rebuild public trust amid growing public criticisms. Umahi also revealed that both the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had been formally invited to independently scrutinize not just documentation, but the physical execution of projects across the country. Moving on to news in Kano State, the Kano State All Progressives Congress APC has threatened legal action against the alleged factional spokesperson of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Ibrahim Karaye, over his allegations that the Kano State government paid large sums of money to influence proceedings at the High Court in Abuja. In a statement issued in Kano, the APC spokesperson, Uwalu Soja Gwale, said the party had given Karaye a 72-hour ultimatum to retract the claims or face court action. According to the statement, Karaye was also asked to tender a public apology and refrain from making similar allegations, warning that failure to comply would result in legal action. The Akwa Ibom state government has denied reports alleging plans to sell the state-owned Ibom Power Company, describing the claim as false and misleading. Reacting, the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Aniekon Umana, in a statement issued in Uyo on Thursday, urged the public to disregard the report, describing it as a wicked fabrication containing a string of unfounded allegations. Umana explained that the administration is instead focused on repaying the $9 million loan obtained from Afrexim Bank by the company as part of efforts to reposition the facility for sustainable operations. And lastly, on the local scene, the governor of Jigawa State, Umaru Namadi, has granted a state pardon to 12 convicted inmates as an act of compassion in the spirit of Ramadan and the forthcoming Eid al-Fitr celebrations. The governor's decision was announced in a statement signed by the State Attorney General and the Commissioner for Justice, Barrister Bello Fanini, and made available to journalists on Thursday in Dutse, the state capital. According to the statement, the pardon followed the recommendation of the Jigawa State Advisory Council on the prerogative of mercy in line with Section 5, Subsection 1 of the relevant law. And that's it on the local scene. The news on the hour is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilori. Moving on to stories on the foreign scene. U.S. President Donald Trump has on Thursday stated that he would not allow another Israeli attack on Iran's South Pars natural gas field after the Israeli Defense Forces struck the key energy site the previous day. Trump's statement came after Iran attacked targets across the Gulf, including a gas hub in Qatar, as well as oil and gas facilities in Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait. These attacks are Iran's latest targeting of the region amid the war with Israel and the U.S. that began on February 28. Meanwhile, Iran has threatened further attacks on the Gulf countries if its energy sites were hit again. Trump in turn warned Iran to cease its attacks on Qatar's energy infrastructure, and Saudi Arabia said it reserved the right to military action after it was attacked. That's it on foreign scene. In sports news, the president of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Patrice Motsepe, has disclosed that Senegal have the full right to appeal the CAF's verdict that stripped the team of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Recall that CAF's appeal board on Tuesday ruled that Senegal forfeited the final after players briefly walked off the pitch in protest, handing Morocco a 3-0 walkover victory and their first AFCON title since 1976. Reacting to the verdict, Senegal announced on Wednesday that it will challenge CAF's ruling at the Court of Arbitration of Sports, CAS. Speaking on the controversial drama, Motsepe stated that Senegal and every other 54 nations in Africa have the right to pursue their appeals, noting that the ugly incident have damaged the image of African football. And that's it in the world of sport. With that, we've come to the end of the news on the hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlight. Nigeria set for fresh security alliance with Britain. Umahi invites anti-graft agencies to probe road projects. Kano APC threatens to sue NNPP factional spokesperson. Jigawa governor pardons 12 inmates to mark Eid al-Fitr. On the foreign scene, Trump signals halt to Israeli strike, says U.S. ready to act if tensions persist. And in sports news, AFCON 2025, Motsepe backs Senegal's right to appeal CAF's decision. And those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in 1990, Lady Onyekonsola Abayomi, a renowned nationalist, feminist, and founder of the Nigeria Women's Party, passed away at the age of 93? Now you know. For news coverage and information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 091 606 27526, 091 606 27526. Join us at 3 p.m. for the news flash and at 5 p.m. for the news across the world for a comprehensive bulletin. Don't forget to log on to our website, www.diamondfm.net, to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Download our app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store, Diamond FM. The news on the hour was put together by Nedu Okore. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Thank you for listening to your Shining Supreme Station. Please stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly. Good afternoon.